Sometimes life moves so fast that we don't even notice the years slipping away. One moment you're young, building a family, paying bills, taking care of everyone around you, and the next moment you look up and you're 55, or 60, or even older, and suddenly a thought hits you like a wave. How did I reach this age with nothing saved for retirement? If that feeling sits heavy on your heart, I want to tell you something right now. You are not alone. Millions of people around the world are feeling the exact same fear, the same guilt, the same quiet panic they never talk about. They lie awake at night wondering what went wrong, wondering where the time went, wondering if they still have a chance to fix things. And yes, maybe you're feeling ashamed. Maybe you think you should have done better, planned earlier, saved more. Maybe you blame yourself for the decisions you made, or the ones you didn't. But take a deep breath with me, because I want you to hear this clearly. Do not punish yourself for the past. Do not judge yourself for surviving, and do not believe for even a second that it's too late. Life is not a straight path. You were busy living. You raised children. You worked hard. You paid bills, helped family, faced medical challenges, fought through responsibilities, and did everything you could to keep the people you love safe. You didn't fail. You endured. Yes, the years passed quickly. Yes, maybe the savings didn't happen. But that does not mean your story is over. It does not mean your future is lost. And it definitely does not mean you cannot build a meaningful, secure, peaceful retirement starting today. Because here is the truth. Most people forget. You still have time. You still have strength. You still have options. And you still have a future worth fighting for. This video, this message, is not about regret. It is about hope. It is about possibility. It is about what you can still achieve in the years ahead. And trust me, you can achieve more than you think. When people reach their mid-50s or early 60s with little or nothing saved for retirement, it's easy to think it happened because they were careless or irresponsible. But that's not the truth. The truth is far more human and far more compassionate. Most people didn't fail to save because they didn't want to. They failed to save because life didn't give them the space to breathe. You started your adult life just trying to survive, maybe working jobs with low pay, dealing with rent, supporting siblings or parents, or trying to build your own life from scratch. Then life added more weight: a marriage, children, school fees, medical bills, car repairs, a mortgage, unexpected emergencies, inflation that never stopped rising, and responsibilities that piled up faster than your income ever could. Every time you tried to save, something happened: a job loss, a medical emergency, a family crisis, a broken appliance, a school expense, a financial setback you couldn't control. You didn't choose not to save. You chose to take care of your family. You chose to put your children first. You chose survival over strategy, because at that time, survival was the only choice you had. And as the years passed, you kept telling yourself, next year I'll save. Once things settle, I'll start. When the kids grow up, when the loan ends, when the pressure reduces, then I'll save. But life never really slowed down. And suddenly, here you are, 55, 60, maybe older, looking at your bank account and whispering to yourself, how did I reach this age with nothing saved? It feels heavy. It feels scary. It feels embarrassing. You might even feel like you failed your younger self. But listen carefully. You did not fail. You lived. You protected. You carried more than anyone knows. The stress of daily survival is real. The fear of the future is real. The shame you're carrying, that's real too. But that shame does not belong to you. You did the best you could with the circumstances you had. This moment right now is not a punishment. It's an awakening, a turning point, a chance to rewrite the next chapter with more wisdom, more clarity, and more intention than ever before. And I want you to know something with absolute certainty. You can still move forward. You can still rebuild. You can still design a retirement you feel proud of. This isn't the end of your story. It's the moment your story begins to change. Now take a moment and breathe, because everything that came before this moment, every mistake, every delay, every financial setback, it does not define your future. Yes, the past cannot be changed, But your future is still wide open, still unwritten, still full of possibility. Here's the part most people overlook. Even if you are 55, even if you are 60, even if you feel like you're starting from zero, you still have time. You still have 5 years. You still have 10 years. You might even have 15, 20, or more. And believe me, a lot can change in 5 to 15 years if you move with intention. People all around the world have rebuilt their entire financial lives in less time than that. They started late. They struggled. They doubted themselves. But they took the first step, and then the next, and then another, and slowly, steadily, their future transformed. If they could do it with all their challenges, fears, and responsibilities, then so can you. You are not behind. You're simply at a different starting point. And the truth is, starting late has its own hidden strength. You have wisdom now. You have life experience. You understand discipline, sacrifice, and resilience in ways your younger self never could. What matters is not where you are today. What matters is where you decide to go from here. And if you choose to build, even slowly, even imperfectly, your life can still change in powerful, meaningful ways. This is the moment your mindset shifts from, I messed up, gives I can still fix this, because you can. And you will. Before anything changes in your financial life, the very first step is simple but powerful. You must face where you stand today, fully and honestly. This is not about judgment. It's not about blaming yourself. It's simply about clarity. Because clarity becomes power. Imagine you're lost in a forest. The only way to get out is to first know exactly where you are standing. Your financial life works the same way. Most people avoid looking at their numbers because it scares them. They think, what if it's worse than I imagined? But the truth is, the unknown is always scarier than reality. And once you see your situation clearly, something magical happens. You finally start to regain control. A woman named Linda once told me she avoided checking her retirement balance for years. When she finally sat down and faced the numbers, she cried. Not because it was bad, but because the fear of not knowing had chained her for so long. After seeing the truth, she felt lighter, stronger, and more ready to act. Action steps. List your income sources. List all debts and monthly payments. Note any existing savings or assets. Estimate essential monthly expenses. This is your starting line. And once you have it, you can begin designing the path forward. Remember, you cannot fix what you refuse to face, but once you face it, you can fix anything. Most people think retirement planning is a race they've already lost, but they forget that the timeline ahead of them is still meaningful. Whether you have 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years, you can still build something powerful. Think about it. If you saved even a small amount consistently for the next decade, invested wisely, and reduced expenses, the transformation could be like a man I once advised was 58 with zero savings. He felt hopeless, but he still had 12 years before 70. We created a plan. He worked 2 extra years, saved aggressively, downsized slightly, invested consistently, and by 70, he had nearly $300,000 saved. Not millions, but enough to create peace, freedom, and security. Enough to sleep well. Your timeline isn't short. It's sufficient. You just haven't used it intentionally yet. Action steps. Choose your target, retirement, age 65, 68, 70, etc. Break this into phases. The next 3 years, next 5 years, next 10 years. Set saving goals for each phase. This structure gives your future shape. Let this sink in deeply. You are not running out of time. You re-entering the years when your decisions matter the most. If there is one truth in financial life, it is this: money leaks quietly. And unless you shine a flashlight on those leaks, they'll keep draining your future. Many people earn enough to save, but simply don't realize where their money goes. Small expenses pile up. Emotional spending sneaks in. Old habits remain unchecked. Over time, these tiny leaks become the difference between having a retirement and having none. A man named Robert once told me, I don't earn enough to save. But when we looked at his expenses, we discovered over $600 per month in unnecessary spending, subscriptions he didn't use, dining out, impulsive online purchases. He wasn't careless. He was unaware. Awareness changed everything. Action steps. Print your last 3 months of bank statements. Categorize your expenses into essential, non-essential, emotional, accidental. Identify recurring expenses you forgot existed. This process can feel uncomfortable, even embarrassing, but it is incredibly empowering. When you understand your inflow and outflow, you stop feeling lost. You gain control. And control creates hope. Remember, your money tells a story. When you finally read it, you can rewrite the ending. The next step is simple, powerful, and life-changing. A 30-day spending audit. For 1 month, write down every single penny you spend. Yes, every penny, from coffee to groceries to unexpected purchases. Why? Because awareness transforms behavior. A woman named Cheryl did this exercise at age 59. She told me, "I thought I was careful, until I saw the truth on paper." In just 30 days, she found more than $400 worth of spending she didn't even remember making. Those small changes became her seed money. Within 18 months, she saved $9,000, something she once believed was impossible. This exercise isn't about restriction. It's about recognition. Action steps. Keep a small notebook or use your phone. Log all spending daily. Highlight every expense that didn't contribute to your happiness or survival. Review at the end of the month. This audit becomes your mirror. A clear, honest reflection of your financial habits. And here's the truth. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be aware. Awareness leads to better decisions. And better decisions reshape your future. Cutting expenses often feels painful, like sacrifice, like loss, like punishment. But what if you reframed it? You're not giving things up. You're making room for your future self. When you cut expenses with gentleness, not guilt, the process becomes empowering, not painful. A couple in their early 60s once told me, "We want to save, but we don't want our life to feel empty." So we didn't strip away everything. We simply found small, meaningful adjustments. Switching brands, cooking more meals at home, downgrading subscriptions, planning entertainment more intentionally. In 3 months, they freed $750 monthly without feeling deprived. Action steps. Identify 3 to 5 expenses you can reduce, not eliminate. Choose changes that feel moderate, not extreme. Reframe each cut as an investment in my future self. This is not about living small. It's about living smart. It's about redirecting resources toward your highest priorities. Remember, every dollar you keep is a dollar that works for your future. Every small change creates a ripple that shapes your retirement. And those ripples add up faster than you expect. Sometimes the biggest financial breakthroughs come from thinking outside the box, not earning more, not saving more, but simply reimagining your lifestyle in clever ways. There was a couple who lived rent-free for a year because they became live-in caregivers for an elderly man. Another family moved in with their adult daughter temporarily, which reduced living costs by nearly 70% and helped everyone involved. These weren't normal choices. They were creative choices. And creativity is a superpower, especially later in life. Action steps. Explore part-time caregiving, house-sitting, or property sharing. Consider renting a room, downsizing, or temporary co-living. Look for ways to exchange a service for reduced living costs. None of this means lowering your dignity. It means being innovative. And innovation often leads to opportunity, financial and emotional. Remember, you spent decades helping others. It is okay, even beautiful, to accept help or to use unconventional methods to build your future. You are not alone, and there are more solutions available to you than you may realize. Once upon a time, 65 was the retirement age. But the world has changed. People live longer, stay healthier, and remain active well into their 70s. Working longer is not a failure. It is not a punishment. It is a tool, a strategic, powerful tool, to secure your future. A man named Joseph retired at 66 but returned to work at 68 because he felt bored and isolated. He found a part-time job he loved, something low stress, social, and enjoyable. It didn't feel like work. It felt like purpose. When you work longer, 3 things happen. You keep earning money. You delay withdrawing savings. you boost your Social Security benefits. That combination creates a huge financial advantage. Action steps: explore flexible low-stress or passion-based jobs. Reduce hours gradually instead of stopping suddenly. View work as something that gives structure, meaning, and income. Remember, you are not too old. You are experienced, wise, and capable. Working longer is not losing freedom, it's securing it. Many people claim Social Security as soon as they're eligible, out of fear, urgency, or the belief that they won't live long enough to benefit from waiting. But here's a powerful truth. Every year you delay Social Security past full retirement age, your benefits grow significantly. A woman named Cynthia waited until age 70 to claim. Her monthly benefit became nearly 30% higher over her lifetime. This will amount to tens of thousands of dollars more. If you were able to work a little longer, even part-time, delaying benefits can be one of the strongest financial moves you make. Action steps: review your Social Security statement online. Compare benefits at 62, full retirement age, and age 70. Consider waiting as long as you can. Delaying doesn't just increase your benefit, it increases your security. And at this stage of life, security is priceless. This might surprise you, but your physical and mental health affects your retirement more than any investment account. Why? Because poor health is expensive emotionally and financially. When you take care of your body, you gain more energy, more clarity, more ability to work, more longevity, more joy. A woman named Teresa started walking 20 minutes a day at age 62. Just walking. Within 6 months, she lost weight, felt mentally sharper, and found the confidence to take on a part-time job she previously felt too tired for. Her financial life improved because her physical life improved. Action steps: walk 20 to 30 minutes daily. Eat whole foods. Sleep 7 to 8 hours. Practice meditation or quiet reflection. This is not about perfection. It's about vitality. Your body is the engine that supports your financial journey. Fuel it well, and your entire future becomes brighter. Learning doesn't end with age, it expands. Books, videos, mentors, communities all offer ideas that can change your life. A 63-year-old man once told me, "I thought I was too old to learn." Then he discovered financial literacy videos. Within months, he understood budgeting, investing, and saving more clearly than he had in decades. Knowledge gave him power. Power gave him confidence. Confidence created action. Action steps: read 1 book per month. Watch financial channels. Join online forums or local groups. Learn about retirement accounts, tax strategies, and investing basics. Knowledge doesn't just inform you, it transforms you. And transformation at any age is possible. Income doesn't have to come from traditional jobs. Today, opportunities are everywhere. Freelancing, tutoring, crafting pet care online, writing coaching, selling unused items, part-time remote jobs. A 57-year-old woman I met started tutoring part-time. She earned $800 per month doing something she enjoyed. That one decision changed her retirement path. Action steps: list your skills. Identify at least 2 ways to earn income from them. Try one small side project for 30 days. Your skills have value. Your experience has value. Your time has value. You can still earn, and earn well. For people over 62 with equity in their home, a reverse mortgage can be a powerful tool. Not for everyone, but incredibly useful for many. It can eliminate mortgage payments, provide tax-free income, reduce financial pressure, allow you to stay in your home. A couple used this strategy at 64. They removed their $1,100 monthly mortgage payment. That alone freed $13,200 per year, instantly improving their retirement. Action steps: check your home equity. Meet with a trusted advisor. Compare options carefully. Your home isn't just a place to live. It's a financial resource that can bring peace. Even if you start late, you can still save aggressively and make real progress. 5 to 10 years of focused saving can build a strong foundation. A man saved $600 per month, starting at 58. By age 68, with moderate growth, he had over $100,000 saved. That became his safety net, something he once believed was impossible. Action steps: set a fixed monthly savings amount. Automate contributions. Increase savings whenever income rises or expenses drop. Your future self will thank you. Small steps, taken consistently, create big results. The final piece is simple. Create a plan you trust, and then follow it. A plan gives you direction. Direction gives you confidence. Confidence gives you momentum. Your plan should include savings goals, income strategies, expense management, timeline, healthcare considerations, housing decisions. A man I worked with said, "Once I saw my plan on paper, everything changed." He no longer felt lost. He felt guided. Action steps. Write a one-page retirement plan. Review it monthly. Adjust as your life changes. This plan becomes your compass. It guides your decisions and keeps you moving forward. Sometimes the most powerful lessons come from ordinary people facing extraordinary challenges. When you hear their stories, you realize something important. You are not the only one starting late, and you are not the only one who can rise again. Story 1. The couple who started at 58, Mark and Alina, were 58, when they realized they had barely $12,000 saved for retirement. After paying for their 3 children's education, supporting aging parents, and surviving a layoff, saving money felt impossible. For years, they lived with quiet fear, pretending everything was okay while feeling broken inside. One night, while reviewing bills, Alina whispered, "Mark, what are we going to do?" That moment changed everything. Instead of panicking, they got honest with each other. They downsized from a large home to a modest apartment, reducing their expenses by nearly 40%. Mark took a part-time job doing consulting work, while Alina turned her love for baking into a small home business. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. Fast forward 10 years, they now have over $220,000 saved. A steady side income, and a simplified life they genuinely enjoy. Their story proves one thing: starting late does not mean finishing weak. Story 2. The 62-year-old who refused to give up. Linda spent her entire life caring for others. She raised 2 children alone after her divorce, supported her younger sister through cancer treatment, and worked 2 jobs just to stay afloat. By 62, she had saved nothing. Not because she was irresponsible, but because life demanded everything from her. For months, she felt ashamed, until she made a decision. If I could survive all that, I can survive rebuilding my future too. She took an honest look at her skills and realized she had something valuable: 40 years of childcare experience. So she started babysitting part-time, earning an extra $800 a month. She also rented her spare room to a college student, giving her a steady second income. Within 3 years, she built a $35,000 emergency fund and began investing for the first time in her life. Today, she says, "I may have started late, but I finally started." Her life didn't change because she got lucky. It changed because she refused to quit. Story 3. The man who turned one idea into a new life at 60. John felt like he was drowning. His business had failed, his savings were wiped out, and he had no idea how to recover. One day, while helping a neighbor fix a broken cabinet, the neighbor said, "You're really good at this. You should charge people." That one sentence sparked a new beginning. John started offering small handyman services in his neighborhood, fixing shelves, repairing doors, assembling furniture. Within 6 months, he had more clients than he could handle. The work gave him purpose, confidence, and a new identity. By 65, he had saved enough to retire comfortably part-time, still doing small jobs for extra income and joy. His transformation wasn't dramatic. It was simply consistent, brave, and hopeful. And that's the magic. Transformation doesn't always require big opportunities. Sometimes, it starts with one idea, one chance, one moment of courage. These stories all share one truth: it's never too late to rise, rebuild, and rewrite your future. If they could find a way, despite fear, regret, and overwhelming odds, so can you. There comes a moment in every life when something awakens inside you, a quiet strength you forgot you had, a spark you thought had faded, a voice that whispers, "You can rise again." And if no one has told you this lately, let me tell you now with absolute clarity: you are stronger than you think. You have lived through storms that would have broken other people. You have survived moments you never thought you'd get through. You have carried responsibilities that were heavier than anyone around you ever realized. And yet, here you are, still standing, still trying, still hoping, still fighting for a better future. That alone makes you extraordinary. Your past does not define you. Your mistakes do not own you. Your age does not limit you. Every sunrise is proof that you still have a chance to rewrite your story. You still have chapters left to write, and they can be the most powerful chapters of your life. Let these words sink in. There is no force more unstoppable than a person who has decided to rise again. Life may have knocked you down, distracted you, overwhelmed you, or pushed you in 1,000 directions, but it did not take away your ability to change. You can still save. You can still learn. You can still build. You can still rebuild. Your future is not behind you. It is ahead of you, waiting for you to reach for it. And remember this quote from Ella Wheeler Wilcox: "There is no chance, no destiny, no fate that can hinder the firm resolve of a determined soul." When you decide, truly decide, to fight for your financial future, something powerful happens. Your mind sharpens. Your spirit strengthens. Your courage awakens. You begin to see possibilities where you once saw barriers. You begin to feel hope where you once felt fear. You begin to believe in yourself in a way that changes everything. So stand tall. Lift your head. Take a breath. And know this: you can rise again. You can rebuild. And your best years may still be ahead of you. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a version of your life where stress is not the first thing you feel in the morning. Imagine waking up to sunlight softly filling your room, not because an alarm is screaming at you, not because you have to rush to work, but because your day now belongs to you. Imagine sitting on your porch with a cup of tea or coffee, feeling the air on your skin, hearing the quiet, knowing that you are not running anymore. You are living. You are breathing in a way you haven't breathed in decades. Picture a life where you don't check your bank account with fear, where every bill is manageable, where every month feels steady, where your future feels safe. Imagine a retirement where you have choice, a word that didn't always belong to you before. You can choose to work part-time or choose not to. You can choose to travel, even if it's small, meaningful trips. You can choose to spend slow mornings with your spouse or partner. You can choose to meet your children or grandchildren without calculating expenses in your mind. You can choose to volunteer, learn something new, or start a hobby your younger self never had time for. Now, imagine the weight on your shoulders disappearing, the weight you've carried for years. The pressure, the financial fear, the silent panic about what will happen to me when I'm old. Imagine that burden finally melting away. You walk into the next chapter of your life not with fear, but with confidence, because you created a plan, you took action, and you refused to let your past define your future. Imagine yourself stronger, calmer, wiser, a version of you who smiles more often, who laughs without worry, who sleeps peacefully at night, who knows that their future is no longer uncertain, a version of you who says, "I'm okay now. For the first time in my life, I'm really okay." Because retirement is not about luxury. It's about peace. It's about freedom. It's about waking up every day and knowing one truth: you have rebuilt your life, and you deserve every bit of this peace. That version of your future is possible. It is real. And it begins with the decisions you start making today. Your story hasn't ended. Your best chapter is waiting for you just ahead. A clear, 1-month sprint plus first steps for month 2 and ongoing habits. Week 1 audit, 7 days. Commit to a 30-day spending audit, starting now. For the first week, list every purchase and every recurring bill. Create a 1-page inventory of assets and debts. At the end of week 1, you'll have clarity. Celebrate that. Week 2 budget, 7 days. Using your audit, build a simple zero-based budget. Allocate every dollar to a purpose: essentials, debt paydown, emergency cash, retirement. Automate transfers for what you can. Choose 3 expenses to trim immediately. Week 3, cut and reallocate, 7 days. Cancel redundant subscriptions. Renegotiate one major bill, insurance or cable internet, and implement to Lifestyle Saves Coffee at Home. 1 fewer. Redirect the freed cash into a high-yield emergency account. Week 4, income plan 7 days. List marketable skills and brainstorm 3 side income ideas. Test 1 low-cost effort for 30 to 90 days: tutoring, freelancing, small selling. Set a goal. Funnel at least 50% of extra income to retirement or debt reduction. Month 2, start investing. Open or maximize a retirement account. IRA, ROTH, 401k catch-up. Automate contributions. If you carry high-interest debt, use a portion of side income to lower it first. Begin with conservative low-cost funds or seek a fiduciary advisor for guidance. Ongoing, learn and improve. Read one practical finance book every 2 months. Revisit your one-page retirement plan quarterly. Track progress monthly and celebrate each milestone: 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Adjust savings rate as side income grows. Key daily habits: 10 minutes of planning, a short walk for energy, and a nightly check-in of spending. Small, consistent rituals beat occasional giant efforts. Final encouragement: begin tonight. A single small choice today, writing down your first audit entry, starts the cascade. The plan is simple, but its power comes from steady action. You can do this. 1 week, 1 month, 1 year at a time. You will build the life you imagine. As we come to the end of this message, I want you to pause. Place a hand on your heart and acknowledge something important. You showed up today. You listened. You opened your mind. And most importantly, you allowed yourself to imagine a better future. That alone is an act of courage. So many people feel fear and do nothing. But you chose to learn, to reflect, to hope again. That means your future is not fading, it is awakening. I want you to remember this deeply and without doubt. Your story is not over. Your time is not gone. And your strength is far greater than you realize. No matter where you are starting from, no matter how late you feel, no matter how heavy your past has been, you can rise again. You can build again. You can create a retirement that gives you peace, dignity, and freedom. I believe in your ability to take the next step. I believe in your ability to rebuild your life. And I believe in the version of you that refuses to quit. Let today be the turning point. Let today be the moment you say, my future matters. And I'm ready to fight for it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for choosing hope over fear. Your story isn't over. You still have time. You still have strength. And I believe in you more than you know.